So, hello geeks and gamers. We are still at the Palladium Open House and we are cranking through interviews for you. I'm actually moving on from some authors and from Kevin to some artists, and Kevin made sure that I get to interview Charles Walton II. He has done some very interesting things, and the amount of art or detail in his art is pretty amazing.
I try.
So we're gonna. I really don't know where to. When did you start doing art for Palladium? Let's start there.
Wow. Thanks for asking. I started working with a studio with Palladium called Drunken Style Studios, and with the collaboration of people early back in the 1999, early 2000s. We were still under the flag of a Drunken Style Studio umbrella, but then we got a chance to do a book called Splicers, which is basically a Guyver meets Terminator, and doing that kind of gave us a chance to really showcase, special interests, and that was right up my alley. And ever since then, I kind of got more into, more work.
You say special interest. What would you say your interest is?
Oh wow, anything with monsters, creatures.
I mean, he's got this picture right here that is a step back from technology by far. I mean, it's a bear with an axe with a.
It's the true ice bear.
It looks like.
It's a polar bear man, for the Palladium Fantasy.
So those are fairies.
Yes, for scale. Because they don't get along with humans. So you got to have something in there to kind of still dictate the scale. So put the fairies in there.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but if you can see the axe, it almost looks like a dragon's head. There's actually teeth on it and everything.
I'm glad you noticed that.
That was brilliant.
Thank you. They worship a winter serpent, which is a dragon. So I'm glad you noticed those Easter eggs that we.
Well, you got the dragon's eye and his gauntlet, his wrappings. They're not gauntlets.
Still barbaric, But it's at the end of the day, as an artist, I feel you should be able to draw anything and everything, no matter what the genre is. So going from Palladium Fantasy, grew up on Ray Harryhausen and things of that nature, Sinbad, so, it wasn't hard. I enjoy fantasy as well, but the opportunity to do futuristic technology or biotechnology.
So I gotta ask, because, I mean, you almost do this full-time then for Palladium.
Yes, I started doing this full-time just recently, so just going through that transition.
Did you ever make any magic cards?
No. I haven't touched that yet with the magic cards.
Well, you kind of want to.
I'm starting to pique an interest. Let's say it that way.
I don't know what their pay scale is like or anything. I look at these and I'm like, man, that would be a heck of a crawl worm.
Wow, thank you.
I mean, it is a water dragon serpent type of beast. But for those of you that are magic players, wouldn't that be an excellent crawl worm? I know crawl worm is just a basic creature, so. But
well, thank you.
Some
thank
of
you
this stuff's
very
nutty.
Much. I'm humble, but yeah, I'm not restricted to any genre. It's just allowing the creativity. But yeah, I definitely want to branch. I've done some video game work as well for concept art. So
that's a big step in a different direction.
Hey, it's still art.
I'm no artist, but I see you out there drawing with pen and paper, and now he's talking about digital.
Yeah, well, 2D, I've done some work for different video games in Japan. They're called Mopage, so they're sort of like, for your iPhones and things of that nature, the media, they're sort of like Yu-Gi-Oh! On the phones. And they're just 2D artwork that you get to upgrade and, play through. And it's been interesting. I've done some work for video games called Dark Summoner, Brigand Pirates, and for the Nintendo 3DS, a game called Concept. But it's just 2D artwork uploaded for, those factions. It's not digitized as far as, rendered and moving or animated, but it's, still video game nonetheless.
But you did the art on the computer. You didn't draw it and then scan it in.
That's exactly what I did. I drew the black and white pencils and scanned it into Photoshop, and then I just do all the digital painting in Photoshop.
Oh, I would have never thought of that. I mean, not that I can draw, because I can't.
Well,
my wife can kind of draw.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
She has a lot of potential to be an artist, but she's very critical of her own work. And I mean, for somebody, for example, she went to Origins, and
really? Okay.
Well, we go to Origins a lot. But she did a class with Ed Beer on how to draw dragons.
Oh wow, I met him. Yeah, he's an awesome artist.
Ed Beard is phenomenal.
Yes.
Have you seen his van?
I haven't seen his van.
I will
I met
send
him
you a video of it.
Okay, I met him in Pittsburgh Con. Probably about maybe 10 years ago, man. A little beyond 10 years ago. And so yeah, he came and critiqued some of my art and gave me awesome advice. So.
And he is a great teacher.
Yes.
But my wife took a How to Draw Dragons class. Actually,
from him though, you know,
yeah.
It's Ed Beard.
And she did a great job.
Well, then we're our worst critics, and it's easy to come down on ourselves. But if she should be diving right ahead first into it.
She should. And the hard part now is just getting disciplined to do it because she wants to do other things too, and we've got 3 kids. But for somebody who's never really pushed drawing, with 3 years of work, I believe she could be doing it professionally.
Please do it. Just give it a chance. She should. You know, because it's a rewarding experience. It allows you to exercise your creativity, and it's like a muscle. You know, it's not going to develop on its own, but the more you work it, the more you exercise it, the more you try to train utilizing things, you get better at it. And yeah, for that type of confidence coming from a person who appreciates artwork and recognize, then that's a good thing. That's a good, strong push, and she should do it.
I agree. And I'm going to actually, I can say it here. She probably won't watch it. So,
oh, no. Please do.
no, I am going to, at some point, I have a goal of buying her Larry Elmore's week-long class.
Oh, wow.
That he teaches at his house every year.
That's a treasure.
I've met Larry. I mean, Larry comes up to Con on the Cob in the Richfield. It used to be Hudson, so it's still kind of the Hudson area in Ohio. He comes up on a regular basis to that convention.
Okay.
So it'd be a good convention for you if you want to get out of your little area here for a weekend.
Wow, I will definitely take note because that sounds.
Yeah, I'll give you that stuff afterwards. Now let's move back on to focusing on you before we die.
Okay. Well, speaking of the Photoshop, this is a good example where we saw some pieces of that were black and white illustrations.
Well, and then you colored these.
Just basically, these would be examples of pieces that were penciled, and I just scanned them into the computer and used Adobe Photoshop.
So that was originally a black and white, and you did that one in Photoshop.
Exactly.
So you probably have a color of this one somewhere.
No. If it's a purpose, like the ones that have color are for Palladium books, the color is only geared towards the covers at this time. So the interior artwork is all black and white.
Okay.
So unless it's something that I want to do that's special, or I just really favor it and want to see it in color, I tend to leave things that are black and white.
Well, there's a lot on this cover. Which cover is this?
That is the new cover for the upcoming title, Rift's Chaos Earth Resurrection. It's written by Taylor White and Kevin Simbita. It's basically right before Rift's post-apocalyptic. This is right after the cataclysm with all kinds of zombies attacking Nema, Glitter Boy, and...
Is that a Borg zombie?
Yes, the Chaos Earth Resurrection it's a different style of zombie.
It's on the Glitter Boy's back, and the only reason why I know that is he's got a big alien-style tail.
So a huge scythe, and you got to think about it. The strategy. I wanted to create something because I said, well, zombies. How do zombies possess a threat or pose a threat towards a Glitter Boy? Well, the Glitter Boy's main primary weapon, all said and done, even though he's a mega damage armor with laser resistant. If you sever maybe an ammo feed or do damage to that boom gun, now he's in jeopardy as far as his offensive capabilities. So I want to pose a threat of being swarmed on a Glitter Boy, one of the most powerfulest, iconic things in the gaming industry for Rifts. I wanted to, kind of pose a threat to it with whether it's flesh zombies or the shrapnel zombies, or in this case, this Reaper Slasher.
And is that a zombie as well?
Yes, that's one that just was totally covered up.
Full conversion Borg zombie. And the only thing that really gave it away is the way the skull is very, not quite Terminator-like, but somehow reminds me of a zombie.
Yes. We wanted to
kind of reminds me of Venom, actually.
I like Venom. Venom is the most awesome villain in my book at all times.
It kind of reminds me of Venom.
Oh, thank you very much. And this was the other cover. Here, I'll pass that to you. And that was for one of the quarter magazines that are released called Rifters, where freelancers as well as upcoming contributors get to contribute their artwork and stories. And that was the cover for it, which again wanted to convey, since it's Rift's, was it 35 years or no 25-year anniversary.
That was brilliant, dude. That was brilliant.
You know, it's the clash of technology and magic.
The artist is the pilot.
I'm glad he catches the Easter eggs. He's got an awesome eye. But yeah, a Super Samus, you know, is one of the iconic Coalition State power armors, and running against from a dragon, you know, it's one of those, who's going to beat who, or is he leading them to another platoon waiting, or is the dragon going to teleport, snag them out of air, and play a cat and mouse game with them, you know. Just the fusion of magic and advanced technology going head to head, that intrigued me, and I wanted to capture that in a setting, but something dynamic.
There is just so much detail in this, it's nutty.
Oh wow, thank you very much. I try to challenge myself, but
you could have easily added another 100 Easter eggs to this.
We'll have to take some notes.
That's insane. Well, you could have done something with the little glare on his.
I did think about putting a face in
I don't
the
know
glass,
I don't know if you'd have been able to see it.
You know, because you're so high up in altitude.
And then I guess we have Future Visions, which I'm not sure what this is.
Future Visions. I've been bugging Kevin for the longest, among other Splicer fans of the Game Line Splicers, to just put, you know, this awesome game out that inspired me. And so, in the meantime, I've been compiling all kinds of concept art and designs for this game. And so, Kevin took a small smidget of a huge stack and just scanned it in and said, hey, this is what we have planned for, you know, revealing some of the biotech as far as the host armors, which are bioorganic power armors, some of the creatures you have to hunt or that hunt you, some of the machines that you're also going up against. It's, you know, some of the different occupation, character classes you get to play, just all kinds of things that we've just been sketching and working on, and it just continues to grow.
Now I know why Kevin said I needed to interview him. It's because there's so much concept art that this guy is doing for Palladium. It's absolutely insane.
Oh wow! Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, we just have fun with it.
Well, you know, I mean, from being a guy who started way back. No, I don't.
The Rift's first source book. Rift's
Try-
main book.
I
Keith
have-
Parkinson cover.
I actually have the original main book.
Yes.
You know, and even with
First,
even like this is probably one of my favorite books,
oh yes.
Coalition War
Oh,
Campaign.
Campaign.
And you know, you look at the art then, and you look at the art now. It has gone. It's like it's the same thing that Magic the Gathering has done. It has matured quite a bit, and it's continuing to mature.
Wow, I'm humbled. I'm trying.
Well, no, I mean, you look at this, and there's a very, I guess you could say, 1980s, 1970s comic bookish style to this. It's very it's menacing looking, but then you pick up this book and you flip through here, and you're like, there's a lot of darkness to that creature that you don't know if you should trust or shouldn't trust. You know, and I'm not picking on these guys because I'm a fan of this art.
Oh, yeah,
it's just that Magic the Gathering has made me look at things differently a lot. I started playing Magic the Gathering, and then I started seeing these things with the art, and I'm like, did they really just do that?
There's an increase, I think, with just the video game industry, the art industry, the role-playing game industry, even the way society is embracing art now. It is being pushed more back to the forefront. Because when I first started off, you know, you weren't encouraged to be an artist out of engineer or, you know, the science fields.
I think you're right.
So now with the art industry being, whether it's movie entertainment, they're using a lot of concept art video game being a billion-dollar industry now, you know, you're seeing more programs, more degrees for game design, entertainment design. So that pushes the envelope with the internet. You have YouTube with all kinds of awesome tutorials. It's helping everybody up their game, and you know, it's something that's we've always loving to see more of, and you know, the art community is also very supportive. Yeah, Mecha Zombie. So I'm seeing that as a hopefully being the thing that continues to push the envelope.
You were inspired a lot by guy who did Spawn.
Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, McFarlane.
I've done some work for Todd McFarlane's toy line. I worked with a guy by the name of Rob Pryor back in the day, and matter of fact, he's out of Sylvania, Ohio, as well. So I used to commute down there, and when I first came down there, Rob Pryor was finishing up a comic book series called Spawn the Impaler, and so he was wanting to do illustrations for the Todd McFarlane's toy lines, and came across one figure that was called She Spawn, which was like this like bad, super sweet hunter of angels and different demons and stuff. And he said, well, we're going to draw different concept art to build up the the toy line. And I said, oh well. So we were doing all kinds of things like that. So but I inspired by so many artists. I mean,
Well, I mean, I could see some of it. Some of it was evident with like that zombie.
The whole Image era just really gave artists to me a good boost. I mean, Jim Lee, drawing with Chris Claremont, that was a big, jump for the X-Men. That era.
Arnie Schweikel lives in, I think, Wisconsin, and I could see how you guys came from the same area. But I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
This, I think, has actually been one of the better artist interviews I've ever done.
Oh, wow. I'm very humble.
No, because you were really easy to talk to. You grabbed some stuff that you knew you wanted to talk to. There's a lot of times when I interview artists, they're like, and they can't, they look at the camera like it's 10,000 people.
It's a gun with a lens on it.
Yeah, I mean, we had a blast because I looked through some of the stuff you've done. And I'm like, really, dude, like, whatever.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It was an honor. It's an honor to be here, and when you circle around.
Like I said, this has been a great day.
Awesome experience.
It has been a lot of fun. And I will see you guys. Hey, when I see you, this should be up. Well, you'll know when it's up because you'll have watched it. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.
Have a good day.